I'm a little rusty on it.
I'll have it for you.
Can I get a...
What's going on, everyone? All right. Yes. I know. Late. I know. Let's get this done really quickly. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. My name is Josh, and welcome to my channel. On here, we talk news, politics, and current events. Today, we got we have a show. There are things. I'm already like running a little bit late here. I know. So, I think it would be good. Wow, I am like really. 1 second. Why am I so red? I am really red. Holy snaps. I glanced at it earlier when I was frantically setting up, and oh my god, I did not realize how absolutely red I am. Let's try this. 1 second. Let's do this. I'm just gonna do that. Do that. What's the thing I'm looking for? This. Right? What? No, why is this checked? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, that feels a lot better. Okay, there we go. That feels so much better, or at least that looks better in my opinion. Okay, anyway. Anyway. Now that I'm not like fucking Oompa Loompa orange, let's just go. This is all working. Cool. A special counsel will probe government documents at Biden's home and private office. Joe Biden, legendary old man, known to be an old fart, seems left some government documents hanging around. So let's take a read, shall we? Let's see. Attorney General Merrick Garland has appointed a special counsel to investigate how classified documents came to be located at President Biden's Delaware residence and a think tank office in Washington he used for about 3 years. Garland named former Justice Department official Robert Hur to conduct the high-profile inquiry after the White House confirmed that Biden's private attorneys found quote, a small number of materials with classified markings both in storage in Biden's Wilmington, Delaware garage and in an adjacent room, as well as in a locked closet at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C. The attorney said in both cases they turned over the Obama-Biden administration era records to the National Archives. The Justice Department said her is assigned to probe, quote, possible unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents or other records. Her released a statement promising to handle the probe, quote, with fair, impartial, and dispassionate judgment. I intend to follow the facts swiftly and thoroughly without fear or favor, and will honor and trust placed in me, and with honor and trust placed in me to perform this service. Biden's counsel Richard Sauber said the president will cooperate fully with the special counsel. We are confident that a thorough review will show that these documents were inadvertently misplaced and the president and his lawyers acted promptly upon discovery of the mistake. Makes sense. A second special counsel. The move marks the second time the Justice Department has handed a politically sensitive probe to a quasi-independent lawyer in as many months. Last November, former war crimes prosecutor Jack Smith took control of the investigation into mishandling of government secrets and obstruction involved scores of documents the FBI seized at former President Donald Trump's Florida resort Mar-a-Lago. Smith will also lead the probe of certain, quote, key aspects of the January 6th insurrection, including portions that could reach into Trump's inner circle. Trump demanded Thursday that the special counsel investigation of his case be ended. Biden told reporters at a news conference in Mexico this week that he wasn't sure what was in the materials found at Penn Biden Center. People know I take classified documents and classified information seriously. Republicans newly empowered in the U.S. House of Representatives immediately seized on the issue. James Comer, of Chairman Oversight Panel, wrote the White House. The committee is concerned that President Biden has compromised sources and methods with his own mishandling of classified documents. Justice Department regulations call for the appointment of special counsels when an investigation would present, quote, a conflict of interest or other extraordinary circumstances. In the Mar-a-Lago case, Garland told reporters that Trump's 2024 presidential bid and Biden's expected decision to seek re-election helped convince him to call in an outsider. Justice Department officials said the appointment of the special counsel in Biden, special counsels aren't under Okay. So, let's review the facts here for a moment. Let's review the facts here. It appears that White House aides, let's see, yep. So it appears that Biden's team, maybe his aides, his lawyers, whatever, stumbled upon classified documents that were not supposed to be at Biden's home or where, at this think tank, and turned them into the government. That's kind of the long and short of it. It seems like, Biden had some stuff in his garage and an adjacent room and then somewhere else, and they turned them in, and that's kind of it. There's really the the mishandling of classified government documents is kind of a problem. But it's kind of one of those cases where while this isn't like good, Biden probably shouldn't have held on to those. That's like the extent of like, hey, don't do that. That's about as far as my criticism goes. Now, we're gonna watch somebody who has a bit of a different perspective than mine. We're gonna unfortunately suffer through.
Joe Biden has
Greg
another
Gutfeld.
huge headache in his growing classified document scandal. His
Oh
own
boy.
attorney general forced to appoint a special counsel because it
makes sense.
Joe was leaving secret files all over the place. A second trove of documents were found in his garage.
So you can kind of actually, I'm going to turn this up I don't know if this is just loud, not very loud on my end.
In Wilmington,
Is that better?
Delaware.
That's better. So let's already like examine the fact that Greg Gutfeld is fucking giddy to pretend that this is a scandal. Greg Gutfeld, historically unfunny person and completely punchable face. Greg Gutfeld is a guy who has never seen a like Republican mishandling of anything that he didn't want to defend and deflect by pointing to a completely unrelated and uninteresting, if not like even like 1% similar, mistake by a Democrat. Greg Gutfeld is covering this story so that he can pretend that this case and Trump's mishandling of government documents are the same. They're simply not, for the very, very verifiable and obvious fact that Trump did not hand over all of them, and he also didn't hand them over willingly. The government had to be informed that Trump had classified documents. They then reached out for months to try to receive all of these documents. Trump handed over some of them, but not, very specifically, not all of them, and proceeded to hold on to these after the point that he was made aware that he wasn't supposed to have them. The difference is Biden knew he wasn't supposed to have them and just turned them in. Hell, this wasn't even a case where he was tipped off. His team found them, they turned them in, and then found more and turned them in. So, this isn't even apples oranges. This is fucking fruits and vegetables. That's what we're comparing. That's what Greg Gutfeld is giddily waiting to compare these two. That is what he is basically trying to compare.
Right next to his prized muscle car. The president is downplaying the discovery and using the classic Corvette defense.
Classified material next to your Corvette? What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak.
Does it matter what it's next to? Like, if it was next to his BMW, would he have been like, would they have not have noticed if it was like a different car brand? Like, why? Like, it was in his garage, dumb fuck. Obviously, it's gonna be near his car. It's in a fucking garage. Have you never seen a garage before? Also, it sounds like these documents were just sitting in a box, like in a nondescript box. Just like, oh yeah, these are just like random ass papers that we just kind of have. It doesn't really seem like they were treated with any kind of importance, which like is a good thing and is also a bad thing. And a good thing in the sense of like, if somebody broke into Biden's house, they wouldn't be able to go straight to this. They wouldn't know immediately, oh, it's this box. But also, it's a bit careless. It's careless. Sure. I don't see if it's in a garage, my guy. That's where cars are. Calm down.
All this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
Naturally.
Anyway, yes, as well as my Corvette.
Yeah, they were both in the.
As I said earlier this week, people.
I love this lady. Let's go back for a quick second. Like.
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier
this dude definitely is like, it's your Corvette is in your garage. This girl right here is definitely like, are you fucking kidding me? Are we really having a conversation about the president putting his prized Corvette into a locked garage that also had boxes of random shit, one of those being classified documents? Like, yeah. Like, this dude's like, it was right next to your Corvette, Mr. President. He's like, you're right. It was in my locked garage. Thank you. Thanks for that.
This week, people know I take classified documents and classified materials seriously. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my my personal library.
Makes
And no one
sense.
ever breaks into a locked garage. No one ever opens the garage door and leaves it open.
Not of the president. Are you fucking absurd? Here's the difference. Mar-a-Lago is a public place. Like, that is a resort. You can go into Mar-a-Lago as a private citizen. Like, this is this dude's house. You can't just go into his home. Not only that, but how many people go in and are like, ah, yes, he doesn't even know that there's like you would have to have like fucking omnipotent fucking knowledge of where Biden keeps any of his shit, because Biden's so fucking old. He probably had no idea what was in. Now, have you been in a garage? You just put random shit there that you're like, I'm never gonna think about this again. Put it in the garage next to the car. Like, okay.
Today, the DOJ discovered another document stashed in Biden's
Would
house.
make a
The
really
president's
interesting
lawyers
episode of
claim they
like
were inadvertently
one of those
misplaced.
like
There are a lot of big
hoarding
questions
shows.
here, and the White House is more than happy to answer them all.
I would refer to Department of Justice or my colleagues in the counsel's office. But again, I'm just not going to go beyond what the president said. I'm not going to go beyond what the president said. I'm not going to go beyond what the president said. Again, I'm just not going to go into this.
It's almost like she's a
specifics of what the Department
spokesperson,
of Justice did.
not-
Again, there's an ongoing process. It's being reviewed. Don't have more to share. Again,
Or was it because
there is a process, an ongoing process that is occurring.
Did they think they're gonna get a different answer out of her?
And it looks like The View and a Democrat congressman have a solid theory on the documents.
I love the idea. So like, there are boomers every single day, who watch this show like at night. Like, you know, this show does I get well apparently, but they're like boomers who watch this show and go like, yeah, there's a process to go through, huh? What, next you're gonna tell me there's like a investigatory board, there's like investigators involved in this? Sure. Like, take a, like, fucking please, like, stop huffing the copium and like, there's nothing here. Talk about like, this is a perfect example of Republicans making literally anything, if it's in a Democratic White House, into a scandal, which makes you all, by the way, to any Republicans out there, you look like fucking clowns. You look like fucking clowns when you make it, when like you make up this like false equivalency and you like try to make it a big story that Biden had some documents and willingly turn them over so that you can pretend that that wasn't the case, so that you can play defense for Trump. Like, I need you. Just, we know you like the taste of Trump's cock. Just stop fucking telling us all. We don't need, you're oversharing at this point.
I've never seen a luckier person than Donald Trump. Just as we're this close to getting him,
but you know what?
somehow these documents appear.
Does it feel like Oppo research to you? Does it feel like the Republicans are behind it?
It's not.
It
did originally,
This is
but
stupid.
I'm sorry, but not now.
Also,
Wait, Republicans didn't. Oh my God, this is also why I hate The View. The View's so stupid. Republicans did not turn in or leak the existence of these documents. Like, Biden's own people turned them in. Fuck's sake.
Aware of the fact that things can be planted on people, things can be planted in places and then discovered conveniently. That may be what has occurred here.
Joy obviously stealing that jacket from Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice.
That's where I saw it before.
How do we not know it's
Fucking hilarious. It's only a 30-year-old reference. You know, I got it. I didn't laugh. Like, people think this guy is funny? Seriously? Ugh.
hasn't been planted, Geraldo? Maybe this is the work of the Russians. No, it's the work of the Russians.
Wait a minute. I just thought about this. Are they really going with the, I can't believe that somebody said that this evidence might have been planted, when they spent how long on Fox News trying to pretend that like the documents found at Trump's, like, you guys already did this. You guys already did this. We already had this conversation where you all would go on broadcast television and just pretend that like the documents that like the FBI and everyone else found weren't actually there, that they were all planted to target Donald Trump. No. You don't get to make this critique. I'm sorry. No, we are just gonna skip over a good little bit of this because you've lost your time to make an argument.
Decide to also play
No,
play it
so
down
itchy.
and not comment until after the midterms, until it got there. And I do think that you know how Biden said, how irresponsible could you be? That's like the new what difference does it make?
Yeah.
Which was what that was the theme of the Hillary Clinton campaign. How irresponsible could you be? And you could take that line.
Wait, but there's a big difference. The irresponsibility isn't that you took documents. The irresponsibility is that you knowingly took them and then you actively held on to them when they were requested to be returned. The issue with taking, all presidents take classified documents home. And I don't think it's unreasonable to say, do they like, would it shock you if it was like, oh yeah, I took like, I took how much stuff home and like I gave, I think, everything back, but then you go back into your garage or wherever and you're like, oh shit, I forgot to give them this box. Like that's full of classified information. That's actually pretty reasonable. It's why we have an investigatory like process for this to find out if you like took them or if you just forgot to return them, but you returned a bunch of other stuff. There's a really big difference, and this false equivalency is just sad. So, I think, we're going to give this a little bit longer, but I'm pretty much done here because these fucking idiots clearly have no understanding of how literally anything works. And this is just simply partisan. If a Democrat does anything, we will attack it like it's the biggest scandal in the world. If a Republican does something that's actually kind of worse, we're just going to pretend that like, oh, it can't be because a Democrat did like something similar. Like, I'm sorry. No, you all can kindly fuck right off on this one. This is the most non-scandal I've ever seen.
To the Biden administration on almost every single issue. Another point
except
is
for that key one where Biden just kind of left them in there.
Password?
Yeah.
Because
wait, what?
That's not going to cut it. And imagine if President
Is
Trump
his
had said that.
password password?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, it's just like, don't
do
worry,
you
my
know his
wife's
password?
closet, there's a lock on it. This is absurd. The other thing is that it's really bad for the government and for people.
This lady, I can almost guarantee you, this lady does not remember the fucking password to her Twitter account. So I don't know who the fuck she's talking to. Like, she's like, I have a real password. My password is not like my fucking birth year or like my birthday. My birthday with like some random numbers thrown in.
I don't know. What a think.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, Kennedy, there were some conspiracies put forth on The View suggesting it might be Republicans. But couldn't you argue?
What the fuck are your glasses? I've seen like the nerdy, like clear, like programmer glasses. This is like Wine Mom version of that.
It was, yeah.
But couldn't you argue that it's more, if there's any conspiracy, it would come from the people who don't want Biden to run, which is like 80% of the Democrats.
And Mayor Pete.
So maybe if they were trying to tank his campaign, they would have planted those documents, people within the Biden circle, at his Penn office in D.C. and at his Wilmington, Delaware home. But that didn't happen because, Geraldo thinks this isn't a big deal. I think they all do it. I think every president squirrels away documents. I don't know if he was trying to hide something or he's just incredibly irresponsible. Two things strike me here. One,
he's probably,
he doesn't know what's in them.
It's really funny because, like, this is actually rather simple. This is just a simple case of, like, Occam's razor. What have Republicans and basically everyone come to the understanding of? Biden is an old fart who can hardly fucking, like, remember anything. Biden can hardly remember which shoe goes on the right foot. So if you're asking me, like, Josh, do you think it could be possible that Biden might have forgotten to give back some documents? I would say to you, there is almost no universe that exists where Biden forgets, oh shit, I left my, like, a case of random classified documents in the garage. I meant to put them in the car before I left, but I set them down. I left for the day. I came back. I pushed the box over a day or two later when I was moving stuff around the garage, and they just never went anywhere, and I just completely forgot about them. Or, maybe he heard like a loud sound somewhere and just immediately forgot they existed. Like, you can't have it both ways, that Biden is like such an old fuck that he forgets everything, but somehow he's like hiding his like secret document stash. Like, it's one or the other, guys. You can't have it both ways. I do want to hear, Geraldo doesn't think this is a big deal, which, if Geraldo Rivera is the most... No, we're skipping over Jesse Waters. He's a piece of shit. Let's see. Okay. Does he even... They don't even let him talk. It doesn't even look like he gets a word in edgewise. Oh, that's... all we get is Jesse Waters next? Jesse Waters is so fucking stupid.
And then China pours money to UPenn, and then he gets paid with that money. And then as a reward, he
What
sends
are we
the
even
UPenn
talking
president
about?
to be the ambassador to Germany. It's great. And then they lobby
What the fuck are we even talking about anymore?
against all the tenacious, aggressive investigations of Chinese espionage once they open the Biden Center. Greg, did you know that next to a Corvette is the safest place on Earth?
I had no
If
idea.
you took the Corvette and you drove it to Taiwan,
It's funny. This would be a really good joke if Biden ever said that his garage was the safest place in his house. He just said it's locked. This would really hit harder if anybody thought that a garage was, or if anybody was arguing that a garage was. We're done with this. This is fucking stupid. There's like stupid, and then there's like fucking Fox News, Democrat bad. What's the word? Everything a Democrat does is nefarious and evil, and it's all terrible. No, we're done with this. This is fucking stupid. I have lost brain cells listening to the Five speak. I think I'm gonna sue. I think I'm gonna sue Fox News for this. This is quite damaging. There has been psychic damage has happened to me. I think that's what I need to make an emote for that or something. But god damn it, fucking Fox News, I swear. I'll admit though, we live in an age, unfortunately, where like Fox News is absolutely the doggest of dog shit right-wing propaganda. Their like commentary is brain dead. Their comedy is soulless, and their punditry is fascist. But when it comes down to it, I think it's become very clear that online media and the online space is where the right is really getting their power from at this point. Fox News is really just a legitimizing tool for, when they need to reinsure boomers that they should always be voting for Republicans. But, at the end of the day, Fox News's audience is dying off, thank God. Their average viewer is like 60s or 70s. So, not that Fox News, we won't have to care. Not that like once boomers are gone, Fox News is just gonna dissipate or something. I'm sure Gen Xers will, if they've been any, if what I see from some people in Generation X and how they act now, I'm sure they will be right and ready to step up to be the next moral majority type, then, we might be ending up seeing that. But, at least in the short term, Fox News is kind of, waning, I think. But, yeah, first yawn of the show. There you go. Okay, so I guess what happens when you start a show like later at night. All right. So, Andrew Callahan, the creator, proprietor, host of Channel 5 News here on YouTube. We talked about, I'm pretty sure that was on a Tuesday. We looked at some of the allegations that came out. They were not good. They were quite bad, actually. Overall, it seems like, just a quick recap, it seems like Andrew Callahan has a history of not acquiring proper consent before sexual activity. And by that we mean there seems to be a pattern of him poking and prodding and asking for consent a bazillion times roundabout, on average a bazillion, and kind of wearing women down, making up stories to create situations to kind of put them into more and more pressurized situations, and kind of just bothering them until the point that there is this really non-consent that is given to engage in sexual acts that weren't mutually, I think probably not mutually enjoyed by both parties. So not really great. Also, it seems like he has a bit of a reputation of this in, I think it was Seattle. So this isn't really something that, how he went so long without these coming out is actually kind of shocking. But yeah, I guess he's actually, I should check. I don't think I've seen, let me see if I found. No, that's not the, excuse me, can you give me the person I'm looking for? Jesus, I can't believe it took that much. Okay. Do we still not have a statement? We still don't have a statement. Do we? Wait. I thought there was, but thinking about it, I was like, holy shit. Statement? Nothing. Really. Okay. 4 hours ago? Okay. Through TMZ. Always. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look. Andrew Callahan, all gas, no brakes, host and star of HBO's new documentary, This Place Rules, is responding to sexual misconduct allegations against him, claiming one of the alleged victims asked him for serious dough before making her accusation public. Not okay. A legal rep for the journalist tells TMZ Andrew is devastated that he is being accused of any type of physical or mental coercion against anyone. Conversations about pressure and consent are extremely important, and Andrew wants to have these conversations so he can continue to learn and grow. Adding, while every dynamic is open to interpretation and proper communication is critical from all those involved, repeated requests for money should not be part of these conversations. That's not a denial. That is not a denial. For the unaware, Andrew started The source with direct knowledge tells us Carolyn requested money from Andrew, referencing the fat check he got from HBO for his documentary. She allegedly asked to be paid just minutes before the doc aired. We're told Andrew didn't pay up, and Caroline uploaded the TikTok a few days later, urging others to come forward. Yeah, Andrew's legal rep tells us, okay. Again, that is not a denial. Okay, well, so Ethan from the H3H3 podcast, I guess, had some insight into this, so I kind of want to. Apparently, he spoke about this.
But when the second girl came out, I was like, okay, I need to talk to Andrew about this.
Makes sense.
I mean, listen, he is my friend. We do have a relationship. I'm not just going to go to the internet
and
start talking about all this without even reaching out to him. Like, you know what I mean? It's just...
I forgot how kind of slow.
I needed to hear from him what happened.
What is going on? Hello? What is happening? Okay, there we go.
So I talked to him, and he was, look, he's in a really bad mental headspace. Obviously, he was like soaring on top of the world, and now he's like canceled. But I wanted the details. I said, yo, what's up with these allegations? You got to tell me what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I talked on the phone with him.
Right.
The first girl, he told me, I'm just going to tell you what he said.
Is he like doing that with his
I was hoping to wait to talk about this till he put out a statement. He told me that he was going to put out a statement today at 12.
Yeah, and this happened like Tuesday or Wednesday.
I guess it's going to come out today.
Which I have still not seen a statement.
Maybe I'll text him and find out when. So I'm sure he wants people to read his statement. So if I could read it on stream, that'd be good.
I like this dude just like trying to work in the background, just like doing his thing.
I wanted to make sure he was like in a safe place, that he wasn't... why are you guys saying stop? If that's what you guys are afraid of. Like, he was sending me stuff to show it to Hassan.
Okay, here we go.
This isn't... I'm not like saying stuff that was said to me in private, if that's what you guys are afraid of. Like, he was sending me stuff to show it to Hassan, text messages and stuff and stories. Like, because he's saying that he wants people to hear his side of stuff, at least if people are talking about it. And so he told me this
Makes
stuff.
sense.
With the understanding that I might share it. People are saying, why are you conveying things to him? I'm just literally saying what he said, but if you don't want me to talk about it, then I won't. I don't understand that necessarily. I mean, I'm reading chat. I'm trying to get some logic here. No, he did not say they're lying, guys. Let me at least fucking explain before you'll jump down my throat. Like, hello, let me talk.
Let the man talk, chat. Jeez.
It's so hard to talk about this stuff, which I get. The people get really... There's high emotions and stuff when you talk about this stuff, so it's hard for everybody. I'm not, I totally understand that people in the chat have strong opinions about this, right? Like that I get. And me too. That's what this whole is just very hard to talk about. But I just want to be transparent. I mean, he's going to put out a statement that is more detailed and obviously the way that he wants to say stuff, but I'm not betraying his trust or anything. I'm sure he would be fine to know. Look, chat, yeah, I mean, listen, it's okay. I understand why y'all are getting emotional. I'm not even mad. I'm just trying to understand why you guys said. Planet Kaylee said, sadness, I know what to think of an essay and worse. I do feel men can redeem themselves and is responsible to be a great interest to women like me. I appreciate that comment, Planet Kaylee.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Where's the part where you just...
down. Ethan's doing his best if he wants to misconstrue the party. Listen, I'm not doing that. It's not my intention. I said straight out the gate. Let me just say it before everyone makes assumptions.
There we go. Come on,
say.
Ethan. Come on now. Speed this process up.
So, first, I just wanted to make sure that he told me he was like at a psych ward. He was not doing well and he was having panic attacks and stuff.
Makes sense. Yep.
And I first of all wanted to make sure that he was safe, that he wasn't going to hurt himself, that he was with people that cared about him. Obviously, I don't want him to die. I'm hoping none of y'all think he should die for this.
That seems reasonable.
And so I did confirm that he's doing okay. So that was a relief to me.
Goodness gracious.
Again, I'm not defending him, and I believe those victims 100% since they came out with their videos. So what was I saying? So, what I was going to say before y'all jump into conclusions is that he confirmed what they're saying is true. Okay? Y'all fucking, you know what I mean? He confirmed that he knew the girls and that he had encounters with them. So, right out the bat, you know what I mean? He was...
Right. Encounters is interesting, but okay.
Pretty open, and basically that's what I wanted to hear, right? Like, he confirmed that this stuff basically happened.
Okay, so we'll let him finish, but...
What do you mean he's gaslighting me? He literally told me it happened. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, man, wow. Jesus. Well...
Guys, listen. Oh, no, the abuser isn't mentally well. Listen, I know it's not about him being the victim, but I don't want him to die. Okay? Like, I have a obligation as a human being to another human being to make sure that he's not, like, suicidal. And I'm
that's like... Okay, so that's like a sentiment. Okay, so I think we got the information we needed. I just wanted to do the update really quickly, but I want, so there's a certain amount of I think vitriol that when stuff like this happens is healthy in an amount that isn't healthy. I definitely think that like what Andrew is accused of and what he clearly, I mean, he pretty clearly said that, you know, this stuff happened. Really, really not good and very, like, I don't even want to say damaging to his reputation because it's not about his reputation, but it's just I think this is a moment where, and there's a lot of these where, you know, when this happens to people in certain positions, there are basically two ways that the public and the person who committed this abuse are going to kind of react. The best, as a, you know, as a certain officer manager would put it, there's a win-win, there's a win-lose, there's a lose-lose, and then a win-win-win-win. I think there were 4 wins. No, 3 wins. Win-win-win. So let's kind of break that down a little bit. The lose-lose scenario, I think, this is what I perceive as the lose-lose scenario, is, you know, Andrew does not take responsibility and ownership over his past actions and either disappears wholly from the internet and from all, you know, just disappears either by just not engaging or by, you know, the way that Ethan mentioned. And as a online community and broader community, we don't have a conversation about consent. We don't have a conversation about how people misunderstand consent, and it becomes just a fuck that guy, he was an abuser. I think that's the lose-lose. I think the win-lose in this scenario could be, and there's basically 2 angles of it. There's the win-lose. He plays a bad guy character for teenagers. Imagine if in this conversation about on. Oh. What? Leroy? Hello, Leroy. How are you? The win-lose is, I think it would be a case where like Andrew just doesn't address any of it. He just goes forward, never addresses any of it. Media never picks up on it. And, you know, again, the broader internet community just, you know, they constantly continue to kind of be upset by all of this. And, you know, the broader like kind of power structures don't ever really you know, address any of these issues. That's kind of the win-lose. The win-lose on the other end is, you know, Andrew like disappears, but it only there's never never takes responsibility. He just blackouts from the internet, calls it a day, and it's over, right? That's like the other one, which then nobody gets anything out of this. I think we could be, hopefully, I'd like to think, in at least so far, it seems like we might be heading in a situation where Andrew has clearly already admitted to, you know, has kind of already admitted to the allegations, confirming that these are true. I haven't seen a statement yet, but, you know, at this point with him communicating things to Ethan Klein, somebody who is very plugged into the internet space and everything, I think it's pretty safe to say that this was him putting out his kind of early, you know, kind of early response through Ethan here. So, you know, if we're looking at a world where Ethan comes out and takes responsibility and, you know, we get a confirmation to all this stuff, then I think it is going to be on the job of, you know, kind of everybody speculating on all of this to, and you know, to accept that apology Now, the actual victims, that's up to them. They accept that apology on their own terms. I'm not going to sit here and say that they need to. But as observers, we need to accept the, if he demonstrates responsibility and growth, we need to accept that and encourage that so as to create a culture where that is not just the norm, but that is the healthy response, and reinforce that in people's minds. Because I think that person, there was a person who commented in there who was like, oh, the abuser feels bad, like I don't feel bad for them. And like, I understand that perspective, because you don't want to, I think as people, we don't like we want to be antagonistic towards people we see to have done wrong. But I think what everyone should keep in their mind is always give people a chance to grow, and to give people a chance to learn. Andrew is pretty young. He's younger than me, and not that age absolves you from certain actions, but more, I think we need to allow people the space to grow, allow people the space to face this kind of backlash. And this is Andrew's going to face millions of people who are going to know about this. But even if he was a private citizen in private small groups in a small space, he would still feel that same overwhelming pressure. And the way that we get out of this, I think in a positive way for everybody, is to encourage growth encourage taking responsibility, having sympathy and empathy for both for the victims, and at the very least, I'd say conditional sympathy and empathy for the abuser in this case. I think people can change, and we all need to kind of remember that. It sometimes is hard, I get it, but the world's not really black and white. Our lovely chatter here mentioned like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling, there are heels and faces, good guys, bad guys, like in all fiction. But in real life, it's mostly grays. You have your, there are your black and whites of like, individuals who are clearly good and clearly evil, but most people are going to be in that gray zone. I'd say an overwhelming majority. So let's all remember that. Go forward. We'll kind of see how this goes. I don't know. Maybe I'll still be talking about this Monday. I don't suspect I will. By then, I'm assuming we'll have a statement. I don't know. Maybe he'll go to rehab or something. Who knows? I don't know what will end up happening with that. But either way, that's just my take on it. I think just be open to people growing. People fuck up. Hold them accountable for that. And don't approach them with resentment, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so just gotta check. Okay. Alrighty. Actually, I'm gonna grab more water. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. So we're gonna go to our break really quickly. Like I said, gonna grab some water. Do that. Sleep. All right. Oh, right. I tell you, the whole like content creator thing. Like, I work in a kitchen normally, so it's always weird to do this part. But let me do the part. Let me do the part that I'm supposed to. If you've enjoyed any of what you've been watching, if you've had a little bit of fun so far, maybe if you're just hanging out or whatever, I certainly encourage you, if you wouldn't mind, if it's not too much trouble, to go ahead and hit that follow button right under this video. There's also a linked YouTube channel if you want to check out any of my other content that I have clipped out into much shorter segments over on my YouTube page, and also if you want to watch previous episodes of the show. VODs on Twitch only last, I want to say, couple days, and then they get automatically deleted, but I record all of these. They all go up onto YouTube basically right after they go up on here. So I encourage you to check all that stuff out. Subscribe to that as well. I'll be back. You guys just sit tight for a minute or two. So. Alrighty. And we're back. All right. So I just saw apparently. So before the show started, a little bit late, I saw that apparently HuffPost, I think it's HuffPost, right? Yes. Apparently HuffPost got a hold of text messages between Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. I haven't heard almost anything about this. I saw the headline, thought it was interesting. So they have a video on their YouTube channel. Let's go take a look. Shall we? Oh, we're doing one of these. Okay, we're doing one of the, okay. HuffPost said obtained text message exchange between Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. Oh my God. A lot. That's a lot. They were sent between September 19 and May 2020.
So Tucker Carlson is the host of a Fox News program, and he's got millions of viewers.
He is.
And is arguably
the host of a Fox News program.
The most influential sort of media figure in U.S. politics right now.
And one of the things I did right at the beginning was resolve to say exactly what I thought all the time. Nobody has a more loyal audience than Fox. Welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight.
Alex Jones on the...
I feel like that's one of those things that people say where they're like, I just say like I say what it's like, well, if you're not really critically thinking, that's not really the, okay.
On the other hand, also has millions of viewers, but is an unhinged conspiracy theorist who has made hundreds of millions of dollars by spreading lies and spreading disinformation to his viewers.
I discovered a bunch of bloodthirsty scum coming after innocent
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The Sandy Hook.
Holy shit, I have never seen that video. Dude. Oh shit. Jesus Christ. Alex, take a fucking breath, my guy. Alex Jones is one of those guys where I'm like, you need to calm the fuck down. I do not think you have the cardio game to be doing this, my friend.
Hook school shooting happened in 2012. 20 children and 6 adults were killed, and Alex Jones spent the last decade spreading lies that those children never existed, that the parents were actors, and so they held him accountable and they took him to court. It was while Alex was on the stand that it was revealed to him that the plaintiff's lawyers got his cell phone and the contents within that cell phone.
Oh yeah, didn't he like...
Your attorney's messed up.
Yeah, his attorney's like royally fucked up.
Of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years.
Oof.
That is how I came.
What a fucking L.
Messages. At the start of March 2020, Tucker Carlson actually drove to Mar-a-Lago to warn then President Trump to take the coronavirus seriously.
Why?
That actually caught the attention.
I'm assuming there's a Mar-a-Lago. There has to be one in New York. Like, this couldn't be that he drove from New York to Florida, right?
Alex Jones,
like,
who his staff wrote a story for InfoWars saying that Mr. Carlson tried to warn the president. Alex sent that story to Tucker, and Tucker's response was, I tried, man. And that was sort of surprising because this was early in the pandemic, and it appeared that both men were actually taking it pretty seriously.
People you know will get sick. Some may die. This is real.
But when the president...
Man, you would think, God, man.
Clearly didn't listen to Mr. Carlson. It seemed that both Mr. Carlson and Mr. Jones sort of were in sync with one another in following Trump's lead to downplay the severity of the virus.
The virus just isn't nearly as deadly as we thought it was.
Within the next couple weeks, they were on board with unfounded theories. There were 2 California doctors who, at the time, were saying that COVID isn't that serious and the deaths aren't that bad, and we should...
Wait a minute. Why the fuck would you take your medical advice from fucking Maxie from Soul Calibur? What the fuck? Fuck no. If this guy came into my fucking, like doctor's, visit room, I'd be like, get the fuck out. I'd be like, get you and your fucking nunchucks the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, no shit.
Which we know not to be true. And at that time, 65,000 Americans had already died. But that didn't stop Tucker and Alex from talking about it. And then being sort of upset when that
This is our lead tonight.
As Tucker was on his program saying that they shouldn't be silenced by big tech.
Big technology companies are using this tragedy to increase their power over the American population.
The sort of camaraderie between Tucker and Alex is probably best seen in one of the text messages that Tucker sent to Alex. And in that text message, he says everyone who deplatformed Alex.
If Democrats win in November, which they did, they're going to crush Fox News just as they've crushed the NRA. They haven't. Also, first of all, the NRA didn't get crushed politically. The NRA was like making bad like financial deals. Like the NRA had a much different problem. Oh my god, I'm looking at the stream stats right now. Oh my god. You know, for the record, guys, I want this to be known. This is not on my end. This is definitely on Twitch's end. God, dude, like, okay. Anyway, we're just gonna, let's see. We're going to deeply regret letting it happen. Everyone who thought it was fine that they deplatform Alex Jones will look like a fucking moron. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that, and I feel perfectly fine. Let's see. Oh my goodness. You know, it's funny. I'm looking I'm looking at the stats for 1 second. Let me go take a look. I want to see how like fucky the stream is being right now. Cuz it seems like it's being really fucking weird. Yeah, it kind of is. It's just stuttering. Oh, well, okay. Now, well, now it's plateaued on my end as well. I mean, drop frames are, man, I tell you, technology, man. This is the problem with what's it called? This is the problem with this is why we need to get to 100 followers so that we can move on, so we can expand onto YouTube, because that's the plan. That is the plan. We hit that number, or where is it? It's to this side. No, it's over here. We hit this number right here. This number right here. Then we start multi-streaming. Cause I'm like looking at it, I'm just like, what the fuck? God. My fucking like upload keeps like going up and down just cause it does it like the ingest, I think, into Twitch is just being really weird. Oh well, whatever. Okay.
Alex Jones will look like a moron. And as we know now, Alex Jones has to pay more than $1 billion to grieving family members
That's
for the
not
lies
what he's gonna
spread
end up paying.
about their families and also about their children.
Left-wing disinfo.
This is who Tucker Carlson wants to defend.
Is
So
that
we
dude
know
smoking
that,
weed?
that Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones are
My dude like
actually
has to smoke
have a
weed,
pretty
right?
good relationship right now. So this isn't the most shocking revelation in the world, but what it does
Wait, is this all that they got shown in the text messages?
show is that these guys have been in contact for some time now, and it also shows the danger between the possible editorial influence that Alex, again a purveyor of disinformation, might have on one of the biggest mouthpieces of Fox News and the Republican right in the US right now.
Reach for comment. Alex Schultz. I'm not influencing Tucker Carlson. The world is understanding that my worldview is closer to reality than mainstream media, so I don't need to radicalize Tucker Carlson. That is true. That is incredibly true. He does not need to radicalize Tucker Carlson because they both already agree. That is true. That is accurate. That is absolutely accurate. Like, yeah, I don't need to radicalize Alex Jones. Can I do the voice? Let's see. I don't need to radicalize Tucker Carlson. He already has his eyes open. He already knows about the Illuminati and the lizard people that are really running this country. It's all Satan. It's all Satan. Tucker Carlson knows. Tucker Carlson knows. Like, fucking Christ. Like, these two guys would be a fucking ball at a party, I bet. They would have a grand old time together. Absolutely. Oh, Alex Jones. Oh, Alex Jones. Wasn't like Shoeonhead trying to get Alex Jones back on Twitter for some fucking god-awful reason? Oh, you know what I realized I never updated? I never updated the little ticker at the bottom. God, yeah, it's... You know, folks, this is what happens when Just other things going on, quite frankly. Do I want to fix it now? Not really. I feel like if I, well, you know, let's see, let's see. Nah, we'll just leave it. It's fine. Maybe during the next break I'll fix it. But anyway, so, not super shocking. Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, total oomfies, best friends forever. Not really all that shocking. I think that was pretty evident. Next, we have a new one today. Okay, so this person I was made aware of. I'm not gonna say recently, but I never watched their content back in the day. I think I've heard of this person. They have takes that seem kind of stupid. Also, somebody who, the man who kind of drove a lot of the Captain Marvel discourse back in the day, I guess. New to the show, The Quartering. Yeah, I know. Where's the? I need it. You know, that's also the thing. I'm really hoping one day, like, you know, when this grows to be a behemoth of a show, the likes of the likes that nobody, when I am like 8 times the size of Hasanabi, then, you know, we're definitely gonna get a soundboard. Absolutely. I need to get a soundboard so I can like put funny shit on it. I've always thought soundboards are super fun. I don't know, maybe that's because I'm old and like I grew up with radio existing where like they do funny like sound bites for stuff. Maybe that's just me being old, but like, man, absolutely what's gonna happen come the future. Anyway, The Quartering, how do I put this? Perpetually wrong person. Yeah, I guess has some apparently fans of the show Velma on HBO Max are saying it's a terrible show, which this actually stuck out to me mainly because right before I got on stream today, we actually watched the first episode. I thought it was pretty good. I was like, this is funny. I enjoyed this. So I got right here. Since I'm not a real fan, you know, I didn't grow up watching Scooby-Doo. You know, I didn't grow up in like the 90s watching Scooby-Doo. That's I have no history of history with Scooby-Doo as a character or as a franchise. So, you know, there's no way that I'm gonna So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what fans like me say about this.
Jeremy here from The Quartering, and the new HBO Max show, the show that nobody asked for, show that nobody wanted.
I don't know. I haven't asked for a new Scooby-Doo show since I was 7. So also most people don't know what they want. If you know, it's funny. If you ask people what they want, they're gonna say sequels or like spin-offs. Because if you ask them what they want, they'd be like, well, I don't really know because I don't make movies or TV shows. I work at Best Buy. Like, if you ask me what I want, I just want something to watch. Most people just want something to watch.
Is out, and we have a brand new trailer from Velma.
It is
a ridiculous self-insert vanity project by Mindy Kaling, who, you know, basically has ever done one good thing, and that was
this was 4 hours ago. The show is, you can watch the first 2 episodes. You don't have to watch a trailer, my friend. You can just watch the first 2 episodes.
Written a few good episodes of The Office. Every other project she seems to be weird self-inserts and vanity projects, and nobody wanted this Velma show, and the entire internet. It's one of those rare, scenarios where
the entire
both
internet
and fans agree that the show looks like trash. We're getting into all that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access.
No. Okay, so let me stick my neck out here. I've seen the first episode. I thought it was pretty good. I was like, it's very self-aware. Seems fine. I enjoyed the first episode. You know, I don't watch kids animation. Well, actually, that's also the thing. This show isn't intended for kids. This isn't like a kid's show. This is for adults. This is a kind of similar if you've ever watched like the Harley Quinn show that's also on HBO Max. It's good. It's in that same vein. It's adult animation, which the Harley Quinn show I also really enjoy. So
more content. I want to start with the trailer, which is always in. You know that they have a ton of faith in the show and the trailer when they disable the comments on launch. There's also some curious,
could it possibly be that people like you just hate bomb things and they'd kind of prefer to let people watch the show without having to wade through a toxic pool beforehand? Is that possible? Could it be that? Could it be that? Could it be that?
Some curious numbers here going on here, okay? It has 2.3 million views.
Yep, a lot of people
now
watch
many
things.
of these are probably bought and paid for, like they did advertising or whatever.
Cringe take.
But with
Cringe
2.3
take.
million views, the trailer only has 7,200 upvotes.
Sure.
That
Also, that's not
interaction
an
rate
upvote.
doesn't jive. So we break out our handy, trusty tool that reveals to us what the number of dislikes are. And that number is currently 147,000.
Whoa.
147.
Out of 2.3 million, only 150,000 interacted with the thumbs up or thumbs down button. Like, yeah, the thumbs up, thumbs down button aren't really that relevant to a degree. I mean, they are kind of, but also, again, when we live in an age where people these days, people in 2023, unfortunately, do not simply watch a trailer and like go, is it good or bad? Especially now, there are active campaigns for downvoting and like basically review bombing, hate bombing, things that people have political issues with. A good example of this is like The Last of Us, Part 2, where there were leaks that were not really that had elements of correctness, but there was a lot of there was a lot of misinfo in those leaks. There was a lot of jumbled information that people kind of cobbled together to get an idea of what the game was about. And because of that, you had people on like Metacritic, as a good example, go and like hate bomb The Last of Us Part 2, even though they clearly had never played the game. And it became a case where, like, you know, and it's same for like Captain Marvel and a few of these other properties, where the more conservative leaning and more kind of, I don't even know if I want to say conservative. It's like the more traditional nerd leaning fan base has a vested interest in watching properties they would have previously supported do poorly, because they find now that these properties that they've grown up with, that they think that they like own in terms of being a fan of, they go and, they'll just review bomb something in the hopes that it drives motivation from studios, from heads of heads of any of these companies making decisions, hoping that it drives them to not make the types of shows that these very specific nerds don't like. At the end of the day, this is the kind of gatekeeping that nerds and other kind of like I say nerds, but like I grew up before the MCU, before like comic book movies were like fucking everywhere and before everybody was a fucking comic nerd. I grew up in an age, at least early on, because those movies didn't come out until like 08. But I grew up in an age that was a lot like nerd meant like was to a degree a derogatory term. Being somebody who was into comics, being somebody who was into into like Dungeons and Dragons, people who are into fantasy or science fiction or any of these things were looked at in a with a a negative stereotype of being uncool, being which usually those stereotypes came from insecure, like people who are insecure because, at least for the most part, I'm okay with saying, like, people who are nerdy, people who are into this stuff generally did really well in school, usually did very well when it came to educational acumen. And there are people who you got to find some way to make yourself feel better. So pick on the kid who's good at school and maybe you're not, and just kind of degrade him for his interests. That's kind of the environment that we grew up in for a lot of like the 90s and early 2000s. Then what the fuck? On his farm, humans get impregnated to produce milk. What the fuck are your suggestions, dude? Fast forward to more of today, and a lot of people are a lot more open, but also just a lot more free to kind of enjoy the things that they want to enjoy, right? These days you can be into comics, you can be into really mostly anything, and you're not going to catch a lot of flack for it just from inherently being into something that's looked upon as being like uncool, and anything like that, right? So and because of that, we saw this this, I think, need to gatekeep being nerdy or being like a geek or whatever it is. There was a clear need by people to gatekeep that around start to build walls around that identity, because they found that more people, as more people identified as, we kind of saw this early on where it's like, is she a real like girl gamer or whatever? Like there was that conversation. Nowadays, because being into kind of what, nerdy stuff, nowadays, since it's not really all that it's not really that interesting, or should I say it's not as uncommon. Because of that, there is a stripe of nerd that has taken it upon themselves to gatekeep their interests behind these kind of traditional values that used to target them. These values on masculinity. Nerds did not fit into strong masculine character outlines or figures, right? Like nerdy guy, like the jocks were not into comics. Now you have anybody, jocks are now into, everybody's into superheroes, everybody's into science fiction. So like these nerds ended up building these walls around themselves. And again, this isn't most people who are into this stuff. This is people like the Quartering who needed to build these defenses to keep themselves isolated, because at the end of the day, like, they liked their little social circle, their little geeky social circle, and they never want to move on from that. That's why he's got that DeLorean in his background. It's like the Lego DeLorean thing, and he's got the Ghostbusters one, because at the end of the day, all of this stuff in his mind is his. He gets Ghostbusters, not you. When they make a Ghostbusters, but girls are in it, that's supposed to be mine. You get your own thing. It's childish, and it's really like small-minded in my opinion. It's just it's this weird thing where like nerds who identify themselves as getting beat up and shoved in lockers by like jocks now now they've found this space on the internet where now they get to be the strong figures who get to shove other people into metaphorical lockers. Like it's just sad. It's just sad, really. It's people who build an identity around around their shared malignment by like the rest of society, and now it's them lashing back out now that they perceive themselves to be at the top of culture, which unfortunately they never really realize they're not. Your little like your version of Ghostbusters is your version, but Ghostbusters does not belong to nerds from the 1980s. The same way Back to the Future doesn't. The same way Pokemon doesn't belong to me. As much as I don't like as much the new Pokemon, it doesn't belong to me. Like, the stuff we grew up with and built identities around and built hobbies and interests around aren't ours. I know we have attachment to them. Like, me and my friends constantly text about who would win in fights between DC and Marvel heroes. It's like a constant thing we do. And that's like geeky and nerdy, sure. But I'm not going to sit here and tell people and pretend that like some people don't get to join in that conversation because they're not nerdy enough, or I don't perceive them to have as much knowledge as me. It's just fucking, it's gatekeepy. It's cringy. I've spent too much time on this already. The type of person the quartering is, though, I've met before, and you're a disappointment. And quite frankly, you're a negative mark for the people you identify with.
7,000 people came together to press that dislike button, while a pathetic 7,200 liked the trailer. And look, it's not
imagine thinking people came together,
giving it a 19%. It premieres today, so I don't know.
Like imagine thinking everybody got together, which should also tell you, which should also kind of tell you how his mind works, because he knows he comes together with nerds to hate on stuff that they don't like and that they think shouldn't be made. Most normal people just watch a thing and call it a day. But to him, it's a campaign. So also keep that in mind. He thinks there's a campaign to like the show. It's just people liking the show.
Maybe it started last night on midnight, but they paid enough money to put this trailer on trending, by the way. It's number 13 on trending. Talk about astroturfing, right? Like absolute just fake hype.
Wait, how would it be if you
only has a 60%?
If you have 100,000, if you have what was that number? Somewhere around 160,000 people.
One more negative review and it's going to be rotten.
Wait, you can't add. Wait, it would be trending if it's getting a lot of attention, positive or negative. Positive or negative attention will get you on trending. We do not live in a world where any kind of engagement, where only positive engagement gets you trending. You get trending if there's any engagement whatsoever, negative or positive. That's not a conspiracy.
Like, even CNN, sporadically witty, but ultimately rather tedious. Joshua Alston of Variety, another left-leaning outlet. It's been done before and much better, using unique takes on the gang that maintain their essence. Fallon Edwards, Mashable, another left-wing media outlet. All the pieces of a great Scooby spinoff are here, so why does it not come together?
Uneven humor.
Pace Magazine, a hodgepodge of ideas that never connect. Hollywood Reporter, too much meta humor, not enough heart.
There is a lot of meta humor in it. I've only seen one episode, but there is a lot of
right.
There is a lot of meta humor.
Cringe meta jokes nonstop.
Oh yeah, that's also why the quartering doesn't like Marvel movies anymore, because Marvel movies went from being the thing that nerds are into to the thing that everybody is into. And because of that change, quartering wasn't interested now. Because more people liked it and people that he didn't liked it, then he was like, the minute the jock was like, oh, I actually really liked Iron Man, the quartering was like, Iron Man is my thing. That's supposed to be my thing. Fucking Christ.
Nonstop. And if you look at even this article here on Gizmodo, another left-wing media outlet. I feel redundant saying that because they're all basically that. But the vibe...
It is a bit redundant to just constantly paint everything as liberal media. That is true.
Trailer is 10 years too late. What do you mean? She's totally gay, so that's awesome, right? And the black guy does drugs. Cool. I mean, you see, Velma was recently featured in her queer glory, because this is the only reason they're actually making this, right? Is for more LGBT propaganda. I'm over it. I've stopped caring. I've stopped giving these people the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, define
Let's be clear.
LGBT
That's why they're making
propaganda.
this.
Yes, yeah.
We were hoping for more of that without her questioning her own orientation, the crushes on her friends as part of the comedy, which looks to be a step back this upcoming series. The very first thing they talk about on this show is who she sleeps with. That's all they care about. That's all the media cares about.
Wait, are they talking about the first thing that the reviewers talk about? Because the first thing that happens is in the show is they acknowledge is they talk about television tropes, and like the first episode, the first scene of the show is about television tropes. Like that. Okay,
and that's all the writers cared about. The new trailer for the adult animated series reveals a comedy that feels decidedly retro, as in outdated. What do you mean?
Why doesn't he just watch the show?
Jokes are funny in the year 2023.
I feel like this is one of those things
when
where
she
people.
Says 420,
this
get it? Weed.
Like this is one of those things where I'm like, why don't you just like watch the show? Like you could read a bunch of other people's opinions and just kind of comment, even though you've comment blindly on a show you've never watched. Why not just watch the show and just put a review out and be like, hey, I really wasn't into it. Like that's fine, But again, that's not the campaign that the Quartering is on,
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
The Quartering doesn't like gay people in his nerdy media because
takes this from Canvas.
Is Scooby even in the show? He is in the first episode.
Add cringy dialogue and make all the characters unlikable, and you have the new Velma series in a nutshell. This trailer for the new Velma series has over 100,000 dislikes, which should pretty much tell you nobody wanted this. I mean, it has 7,000 upvotes. I'm not saying this to be a hater for the new Velma show, but dang, they messed up that quadratic formula. They labeled it the quadratic formula, and it's not the quadratic formula.
Don't you think that's kind of the joke? Because she's kind of dumb to a degree in the show. Like everybody, okay, we're just moving on. Like that seems like kind of the joke. But okay.
If you didn't tell people this was Scooby-Doo, almost no one would be able to tell.
That's kind of the point.
Does this dialogue sound like any previous version of Shaggy and Velma would on how they would talk to each other?
Nope, that's kind of the point.
420 is, right?
Yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
I also don't forget
because stoners watch a lot of cartoons.
She's no longer white. She's brown, so she can look exactly
brown.
like Mindy Kaling. That's the cringiest part of it, maybe, is that this woman is so insecure. She holds an extremely powerful position in Hollywood. She gets to destroy whatever IP she wants to.
Yes.
She's already got a brown character out of 4, right? And she's like, well, Daphne, no.
Imagine looking at a show with like a scorecard and it's like white silhouette, like the bathroom, like white silhouette, and then like a like black silhouette. And you're just like, okay, this one's in the white category. That one's in the black category. No, too many in the black category. I don't like this. Is he going to mention that Daphne's Asian in this?
But my character also has to be race swapped, so she looks just like me. Why not just call it the Mindy Kaling show then? You can say, this looks like garbage, holy ass. We wanted Harley Quinn audience. You're not going to get it. Thank God I'm only watching for Daphne, Fred, and the cheerleaders.
Wait, but if you're watching...
Like, everybody's just completely dunking on
But
this.
if you're watching, you dumbass.
The official HBO, the official Velma, the series release of the trailer only got 2,000 likes.
Cool.
It got, and by the way, don't spend too much time on this hashtag because you just get too many prawn videos.
Like, yeah, you're definitely gonna get shitlords.
No one cares. How about this? Make the black person a druggie and the only white guy of the group a misogynistic twat. Representation matters. Also, love that Daphne is the dumb, rich, popular girl.
Wait a second. Again, this is what I mean. Watch the fucking show. Within the first... Okay, so I'm gonna make an assumption that when they say the black person a druggie, they're talking about Shaggy. At least in the first episode, like Shaggy's character doesn't do drugs. He like actively doesn't. He's like a fucking like nerd. Like, first of all. Second of all, white guy in the group be a misogynistic twat. First of all, Fred in the first episode is like having masculinity issues because he doesn't feel like he's living up to the masculine standard that his father has set for him. So like that is his whole thing in the first episode. That's his whole story. Like he's kind of an asshole, but not specifically about women. He's just an asshole. Doesn't really like. Let's see. Daphne is dumb. Yeah, dumb, rich, popular girl. Wasn't that always the thing with Daphne? Is that she was kind of the least bright, and she was rich and popular. Actually, I don't remember how like dumb or smart. I think it was always like she was supposed to be braver than what she was ready for, because that was the commentary in the live action movie, was that she didn't want to be like Daphne's whole thing was being a damsel in distress, and her in the live action movie was shirking that stereotype. So like, okay,
basic mannerisms of the crew, they really nailed it.
Oh man, it's like people who don't
Like,
watch the
just,
show
like,
and then make
it's
critiques
so
of it.
lazy.
Oh hey, it's that guy.
It's so lazy.
Fucking okay. We're gonna pause for a second. Clouded with a Chance of Meatballs. Fucking great 2 movies. I love both
Nobody
of those.
wanted this show. Period. Mindy Kaling is a one-woman wrecking crew of cringe. And you know, look, it's fine.
I
It's
hope,
like-
Min-
it's
I
like
hope
always
Mindy
anyway.
Kaling
Okay,
gets the
it's not for me.
Ghostbusters
I
IP
didn't grow up
next.
personally attached to Velma. I watched Scooby-Doo when I was young, but like I don't think I ever really connected with it like the way. I'm trying to remember what era that would have been on. Like what else was.
How fucking dare you? As somebody who grew up watching Scooby-Doo almost nonstop, I think I get to say this. The Quartering, Jeremy, whatever the fuck your name is, shut the fuck up. You didn't watch Scooby-Doo. Please get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck off my porch. Go the fuck away. Go back to whatever the fuck it is that you are into. Get the fuck out. Fucking over here.
Was I watching instead of Scooby-Doo? Maybe other Saturday morning cartoons. I probably liked maybe the real Ghostbusters. Or
The
stuff like
real
that
fucking
instead of
oh my god.
150,000
Oh my
dislikes
god, these
and
fucking
HBO
Gen
disabling
Xers.
comments.
Oh my
That's-
fucking
I mean,
god.
there's no other way to
like,
just simply.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing about Gen Xers who fucking grew up watching fuck ass cartoons that had almost no plot, and the only fucking reason why like they were even created was to sell them dumb fucking toys. Like, shut the fuck up. Your guys' TV shows fucking sucks. He-Man fucking sucks. Turtles actually pretty good. I'll give Ninja Turtles that. Get the fuck. I'm so fucking sick and tired of hearing about these fucking Gen X kids and their fucking shitty 80s cartoons. Guess what? Cartoons were better in the 90s. They got even better in the 2000s. Fucking deal with it. Fucking Jesus.
Admit defeat. than
Fucking
that.
the real
Like,
Ghostbusters.
You just say, no, we're not going to let people downvote our stuff thanks to YouTube.
Fucking,
defending us
they're
and-
all
and
toy
removing dislike
commercials.
button.
Transformers
And
fucking
then we're gonna
sucks.
shut down comments because shut up, you want this. We don't want to hear that you don't want this.
You do know you're not like
again, I
forced to
always talk
watch
about when
this,
you're talking about the likes
right,
and dislikes
dude?
on these videos, forget the fact that
Like-
we don't
like,
have,
you are-
that we typically can't see the number of dislikes.
If I had a choice, I would
There's only
lock
7,000
the
likes on something
Quartering
that's
in a room
2.3 million views.
with the
This video
with
right
like
now might
only
get
the
more than
ability
7,000.
to watch this show and like maybe the finale of Game of Thrones. Like that's what I would really like to do.
Likes, and it'll have maybe 100,000 views. What an embarrassment! Keep pumping out the.
Jesus Christ. Hasn't even watched the show, but does a whole like 11-minute video about how bad it is. You know, say what you want. If you don't like the show, I really don't have a problem with that. Like, you don't like the show, you don't like the show. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But like, oh no, we can't watch him at 1.25. But like, if you don't like, if you haven't seen it, then like, probably go watch it, maybe. And for any Last of Us 2 anti-fans, maybe go play it and then come talk to me. And, you know, like, it's just weird. The internet is made up of a lot of these people who don't actually engage with the media that they critique. And they just read every little detail about it. It's like, granted, it is the most nerdy fucking shit ever to read like fucking articles, to read like to have your opinion dictated by a bunch of like random uncontextual non-context like statistics, like well, you see, the like to dislike ratio is under the threshold of 70%, so meaning that the show can by definition not be good, meaning nobody ever wanted it. Like, the show just got made. I think that might be my Jordan Peterson voice, I don't know, but people just make shows. Creators create shows. Artists create shows. Nobody is thinking about like making a show you want to watch specifically, because there's too many yous in the fucking world with too many different divergent tastes. So fuck's sake, god damn. This is what I mean when I'm like Gen X might just be the next vanguards of boomer style politics, because of like shit takes like this, because like all these Gen X fucking kids all grew up to just be obsessed with the stuff that they all grew up on, like, you know, comic books and all the rest of it. It's the reason why cinema right now is all just fucking remakes, reboots, that's the reason. Because at the end of the day, that's the audience that's going to most of these movies. You know, they turn around and they bitch about it now, but like, you guys are the reason why all of this stuff is happening. So, you know, fucking like, oh my god, so fucking stupid. Okay. Oh god. This shit annoys the absolute living fuck out of me. What do we got? Like 3 more videos? Actually, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, let me do the thing. If you've enjoyed any of what you saw, maybe if you liked me yelling about other people being fucking stupid when it comes to media and their dumb media takes, you should totally hit that follow button down below. I also would recommend, just kind of an idea, if you want to get kind of a little bit more content out of me, if you want to wring that towel dry of my personality, you can head on down to my YouTube channel that's linked on here, and you can subscribe to that as well. There you can find some clips, some shorter YouTube video format stuff, and any of the VODs if you want to go back and watch all of my content at like, you know, if you want to just put it on for the next, I don't know, like 48 hours or something. I don't know how many hours of VODs I have up on there, but if you want to do that, I certainly encourage that as well. But either way, I'm going to go to a quick break really quickly to fix this really fast. Gonna change this, and we're going to come back and then do the rest of the stories. And then, I don't know, we'll see from there. But yeah, we will be right back. All right, and we're back. I told you that wouldn't be that long. I was really just changing this thing. Yeah, I'm that spiteful. Deal with it. Anyway, all right. So, sticking with some media, with people's media takes. Let's go Let's go see what's why does it look like I'm in front of that? Am I? No, I didn't think so. It just looked like I was in front of my logo. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go take a look at a certain somebody who apparently went and watched I guess Hillary Clinton's new TV show or something. I think I heard about this and I was like, oh, that looks terrible. So let's like find some agreements with Ben Shapiro. I've been doing a lot of Ben lately. It's just fun. It's a fun guy. I mean, you know, he's got his issues. He's got his issues, but you know. Oh my God, this is like an actually. Okay. I wasn't prepared for this. I thought he was just gonna be at his desk as usual. Okay. We got like a all right, we're doing like a fucking what is that movie with the kid where he's like playing the lottery, not the lottery, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ah shit, we're doing like the Slumdog Millionaire thing. Okay.
Hello, Ben.
Привет. Let's cut to chase.
Oh my God!
You lost mid.
They did it. They did. Yes, Hillary Clinton, vanguard of communism. Yes.
Term election bet.
Okay.
You must suffer.
We're gonna. Okay. Okay. That feels.
Okay, begin simulation.
Okay.
Gutsy. Black Lives Matter.
The Miz.
Patriarchy. Mask mandate. Blue hair. Deconstruction. Fashion. Chucker Carlson is bad. Global crisis.
I like Ben trying to act.
6, assault rifle.
Look at that guy. Wait, was that
It wasn't
Crowder?
quite like that, but it was almost like that. They made me watch Gutsy. That's this Hillary.
Man, I'm fucking jealous, man. Ben has some good. Yeah, that was fun. Fuck, dude. I need his editors, and I also need his what's his funders. That's what I also need like a shit ton of money.
Episodes of this. I already want to die. By the end of this, I'm gonna be so gutsy.
Anybody from like anybody who's rich and in the right wing, you can absolutely send me money. I'm not gonna do anything. It would really stick it to the left if you sent me money. Murdoch and the rest of you guys.
In fact, I'm gonna be both vomiting and crapping at the same time. I'm gonna be so gutsy, so much gut.
Oh
This video
man.
is sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee.
No. Don't you start. Okay, he just says it. Okay.
Hillary, your nose.
It's a dick emergency.
Oh my God, could there possibly be an agglomeration of less funny human beings?
Oh,
that we're
man.
about to see in this episode.
Fuck, should I have popcorn? No, it's fine.
Your nose is on. Hillary, your nose.
Hillary as a clown is actually, is she even wearing a costume?
I use discomfort with the audience to create tension.
That was actually a good one. He's not wrong. What's happening?
Breasts.
Boobs?
Scared me.
What's going on?
You can reach toward me.
What is going on?
Towards somebody's breast. Very slowly.
Imagine you're Hillary Clinton. You like ran for president twice. You lost to like Barack Obama, one of the most charismatic Democratic politicians in decades. And then you lost in a primary. Then you lost to Donald Trump, a like fucking like human like piece of corn. Like, and now this is your life. Like, this is your life now. You almost became president twice, but this is your life now. Man, fucking darkest timeline.
Like I've met you now. Yeah. And then what happens?
This is a moment, and then I say,
having a moment.
may I?
Sure.
Uh-huh.
It's a little twin.
What is happening?
What's going on?
First person since my husband.
What is happening?
We just had this moment.
We did. All you gotta do is ask, thank you for letting me.
Now, why the fuck?
Chelsea's
Wait a
like,
minute.
well, that's what my dad does, so, you know, whatever.
Wait, is that Chelsea Clinton? Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What is
Hillary's
that?
like, yes, this is like every Bill Clinton fundraiser I've ever been. Like, reach out to your breast.
Fuck.
May I?
God damn it.
I'm going to a hate brunch.
That was funny. God damn it.
They eat.
He was right.
They
That
eat
was funny.
for
That was funny.
breakfast? That
Oh
sounds
shit.
disgusting.
It's ContraPoints.
Why are they eating hate? But I thought they're eating it. Why are they refusing it? It says
Wait, what are
women
they
refuse
eating?
hate, so why are they eating it? God, this is gonna be just
What are
fucking
they-
torture, isn't it? Okay.
Oh no.
Anybody define who you are. You define who you are.
True.
Someone who very much embodies those words is Megan Thee Stallion.
No, 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 Megan, no, no, no. God damn, I get it. I know why. Just
Chelsea follows rap music. She has
no, it's worse.
ever since she was a little girl.
No, no. Megan Thee Stallion is just like I'm not
Were you
even.
surprised though by the
Ben drop bars.
backlash?
Ben drop the bars.
I was surprised
Do it.
that when you have so many options of so many things to look at. and
Can you
listen
imagine
to,
if they mentioned Ben on
the
this?
first thing that you want to critique and talk about is something you don't like.
This is just face tattoo syndrome. I mean, that's just face tattoo. I'm doing
What?
something so transgressive and so provocative. I'm talking about women having sex randomly with people.
Wait, what's transgressive about women? Ben, that's the point. There's nothing, it's women having sex. It's the most uninteresting. It is only the thing that has happened since the dawn of time is women fucking, man. It's only the thing that's been happening all of our existence. Women be shopping, women be fucking.
People and then people noticed, and I'm so mad they noticed. Why are they even noticing?
Ben,
Why are you noticing things?
Ben,
Also,
Ben, you read the
watching
lyrics.
these two uptight,
Do we
upper-class
need to?
white
Do we
ladies
need to?
talk.
I think we need a reminder. I think we need a reminder. Before we even continue, we need a reminder. Give it to me. Please, no. I want like the. Here we go.
Whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores
In this house.
I
Oh,
said certified freak house. There's some 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that pull out game weak. Yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word. Give me everything.
dude,
you
this is the
got for
greatest.
this wet ass P word.
This is the
Beat it up
fucking
and
greatest.
Catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top if I want to ride. I do a kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes. This P word is wet. Come take a dive. It continues.
And Ben is like, Ben's like, how could I not notice this? You made me read these lyrics. You made me do it, Megan. Oh my god. Okay.
The
Okay.
lady who rapped about her wet ass pussy is just astonishing stuff. I mean, I'm not sure there's ever been a more
That's no.
thought than Hillary Clinton talking about WAP. And yes, that includes me reading the actual lyrics to WAP.
Dude, you read it.
So, God,
Somebody
okay,
made it.
that's
Somebody needs to make like an edit of the, like a professional edit of the song where they swap in his lyrics for Cardi's first verse.
And I said freeze, and then I tackled a guy.
Oh, hey, it's
That is one of the
Mariska
reasons why I
Hargitay.
just fight so hard.
I'm not a man who cries, but you guys are really doing it to me here.
Benjamin, do not give me that bullshit. You and I both know you cry every time you fail at. You know what? I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. We're moving on.
At the Roosevelt Room, and they used every
Bro, what the fuck are you wearing?
that I had no idea what anything. Where's the decoder? So they're like the DOJ, and I'm like,
Dude, this feels
sitting
like-
there texting. What is the?
This feels like, is this just like Chelsea Clinton being like, I take my mom around to make them interact with like the most what's the, like the people who like is this just Chelsea Clinton takes her mom to meet people that her mom has like no business speaking with? Like,
Wait, what? Shouldn't it wait?
And I was like, how am I supposed to know? Like,
How are you
I've
not-
never
what?
been in here before. Is that
She's a good lawyer. She know what the DOJ is.
wait, she doesn't. Wait.
Sitting here texting. every abbreviation that I had no idea what anything. Where's
the Yep.
decoder? So they're like,
There's a lot of-
DOJ, and I'm like sitting here texting, what is the DOJ?
Wait,
And she's
what?
Like, Department of
Shouldn't it- wait.
Justice. And I was like, how am I supposed to know? Like,
How are you not-
I've never,
what?
been in here before. Is that
She's a good lawyer.
I mean, I've never been arrested, but I know what the TOJ is. But yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool. What I was so embarrassed.
that's just
Guys, we
Ugh.
found the thing that Kim Kardashian is embarrassed by. Not knowing abbreviation. That's really what gets her embarrassed. Not the, you know, with the, on the camera, with the, you know.
Is he talking about like being around Kanye West? That's what he's talking about, right?
My kids, if they were to get arrested, just don't have as good of a
Bruh,
chance
they
if
would
I
walk
were to
the
get
fuck
arrested.
out on a red carpet. Yep. Yep.
You're all rich.
Yep. Yep.
Super duper
Yep.
rich.
Yep. Yep.
You will be
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
If Kim
Yep.
Kardashian's kids
Yep.
get arrested, they are not going to jail because
Ben
she
right.
is rich.
Ben right.
No.
What are we doing now? Jenga.
Jenga. We are rebel hearts.
Oh.
Lord.
Gosh, this is such a treat for me.
Wow, what a treat.
Who is this?
What about you two?
Oh.
Yeah, a few things.
You know, a couple things though.
Oh man, there's so much forced laughter on this show. So
Oh,
much forced
man.
laughter on this show.
As a woman, being black and queer.
Why are we talking to a wedding officiant right now?
And all these things, like, I've been situated on the margins. And so that's been my theology of just like being hospitable. There's
Oh,
a-
so her
That makes
theology
sense.
is being nice. Wow, good theology.
That's like kind of all of them, is it? Okay.
So much theology.
This is what happens
grew
when
up
your
Pentecostal
theology
apostolic.
doesn't
And so it's
actually
very much charismatic and anti
like
everything
isn't
that I
actually
am.
concerned with good outcomes or a
So you mean to tell me
like better
God is
world.
love, but God don't love me. wait, hold on. Wait, I'm confused here. Put God in a box and leave me.
Hey, we can't use the Seinfeld music.
Why?
Actually, you know, the last video that had a lot of stuff I didn't get
my favorite thing about
I didn't get
modern
clapped up, so I was
secularism is
okay
the
with
idea that if you love
Uh-huh.
somebody, you must celebrate every single thing that they do always. So if God is love, you're telling me God doesn't love what I do? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. If God is to stand for any sort of actual set of moral claims, then yes, that will have to exclude certain other claims about life. You're telling me that if God is love, then he doesn't love me eating babies? Yeah, he doesn't love.
Oh, that is always a fucking horrifying picture. Also, as somebody who as somebody who is a agnostic for the most part, I think I have at least some minor authority on this one. Look, when it comes to the secular worldview, most people are mostly like concerned with the material, I guess one could say material outcomes of kind of a belief in God a lot more than they are in the philosophical existence of one. Because at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, if there's like a God out there, right? And again, I want to make clear, I don't fucking know, but I don't personally think it's anything that we can perceive or really understand or anything that we've conceptualized. But if it is, you know, something like Ben's version of God, right? Like a big dude who looks like us, who, you know, created stuff out of shit and like sent us all to a random planets and, you know, called it a day, and then, you know, kind of and cares, right? You would need to give me like a material reason as to why I should be concerned with this deity's like existence and their influence on like basically human what's the word I'm looking for, like a human function, I suppose, like how we function. Like if you ask me, I don't think God really gives too much of a shit about what we're doing here, because if there is a God, there's a lot of other things happening. There's a lot of other things to do. I feel like you would have to have this very selfish, self-centered worldview to believe that God is interested in what you specifically are doing at any point. It's just if there's somebody that powerful, they ain't that interested in yo ass.
Love you doing a lot of things. So tired, guys.
You say there's 8 episodes?
And all of a sudden, the walking in the woods, me and
Oh, thank God, I'm finally asleep.
Someone wake him up.
Watching that. Where are we going? Oh, wait. I know where I am. This is my set.
Did they film
Black
this
Rifle Coffee
while he
Company
was?
is helping me-
Hey! That was a good transition, though. That was a really good transition. I'm not gonna lie. That was fun. That was fun.
Every chimpanzee has his or her own special greeting.
No!
What the fuck is happening?
Why is it still
This person looks like they should be like in a horror movie. What the? What's going on? Wait, is this Homegirl?
Chelsea is smiling so hard the veins are coming out of her face. Chelsea's like, what is going on right now?
Wait, this
But
is
the sad thing
this is
climate change, loss of biodiversity.
Fuck, what is her name? This is shit. Fuck, what is her name? She's like the lady who studies like monkeys and shit. Fuck.
And the pandemic
Is that Jane Goodall? I think that's Jane Goodall.
have all come about because of our disrespect of nature.
Because we disrespected Gaia.
Our fault. We've done it.
Yeah,
How can you believe in like?
How is that?
How is it that you believe that like you can disrespect God, but you can't disrespect like the Earth and like the Earth's like ecosystem? Like the idea that those two things are like, the idea that you can't do one but the other is like nuts to me. One is like something you can actually find evidence for. The other one is a pure belief. The idea that you believe something that you have no evidence for, that you can create harm to something that you cannot have evidence even exists, yet at the same time disregard and actively hand wave like material harm that can be studied, that can be measured to a, and let's be honest, if you believe in God, you should believe that he created this planet, which means you destroying it would also be disrespectful. Like there's no way out of this. Like to believe in God, like if you believe in God, you have to believe in climate change. You have to believe that we as humans can damage the environment.
Caused by our disrespect of nature? I mean, unless she actually believes in the lab leak theory. Maybe.
Wait, the lab leak theory, what is that? Huh?
And I'm not going to apologize.
How many times do we have these women who are like, I'm not going to apologize. No one's asking you to apologize. Women step up. I don't know what that means.
Is that true?
They go on stairs or what?
As a black person, we've been riding with weights on. So I encourage you to pitch exactly what would come out of your mouth. Even you, Ian.
Ian's like, I'm so uncomfortable right now.
When you write for what people would call the regular world with the regular audience, when you're black, you know that you have to take all your...
This lady talks with her hands like she's a sign language interpreter for Biden.
There's no limit to what we can achieve.
Well, that person is communicating.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the man accused of shooting 3 people during a Black Lives Matter protest, was declared not guilty on all charges.
Whoa. He wasn't accused. He did shoot people on that. It's just really about the context of how that happened, which was self-defense, but also the Rittenhouse stuff is complicated.
I didn't even let the verdict touch my brain and heart yet.
Yeah, I noticed.
And I just was so sad. I don't care about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care about that racist judge. And I don't care about how up that jury must be.
The judge, I do remember the judge was really sussy. The judge was a bit sussy. Not like enough where I'm like, yeah, throw the case out. But like, enough that I'm like, I don't know about that, Chief.
White people have been getting away with murder since time began.
It's on tape. He killed white people.
Wait, but that's not...
person. She doesn't even know the facts.
Wait, but it doesn't matter. He's still white and got away with killing people. Like, her argument is that like white people get to commit crimes and aren't held accountable. And like, yeah, that is, there is a historical context to that. Absolutely.
I did not see that coming, and I was like,
oh, gutsy women have balls.
Masters in white. I just want whites to get a GED in black.
There's so much hysterical laughter in the show. So funny.
The name's Simone, and I'm here for the throne.
Are we just watching RuPaul's Drag Race?
You mean
is that all that's happening?
Us on the guest list.
Would you call that? I'm sorry, Ben. Can we go back for a second? Does that look like? Does that look? Is that what you would say on the street, Ben? Haven't we already established? Haven't you already said that if this person approached you and said they identify as a woman, you would follow that because it is the what was the word? What was the term? The like most efficient way to communicate. Like, yeah, does this person look like a he to you, Ben? Or do you have some interesting idea? Or maybe Ben doesn't believe in the gender binary at all. Maybe he's just like, it doesn't matter what you look like.
Throwing a party with her Arkansas friends.
You mean he?
Well, that's a bad choice.
Wow.
You know, we just covered that Tuesday. Being in Arkansas, bad choice. Look at that dog.
how old were you when you started being bullied? First grade. I'll never forget. One of my friends, I was talking, gesturing, and he said, "My God, why are you so effing gay?"
Kind of funny.
And you know that we have children taking their own lives
right now.
Right
yeah.
now.
Here we go.
That was like, that was like definitely the thing. Anybody who's like been alive for like a year at least knows that like for a long time, that would be like, even to this day, like people will like say something and then like run back and like reaffirm that like what they said might have sound gay, but they aren't gay. There is still a level of that in our society now, where being just the implication of maybe being gay is like transgressive to them.
Society is intolerant, and that's why kids are committing suicide. And here we go.
Wait, are you arguing that that's not why trans kids commit suicide? Because there's, this thing called evidence and, like studies that you can find that's why that is.
No, this is, by the end of this episode, I assume that they're arguing that boys should actually be transitioned.
All of a sudden, you kind of realize,
if they want to, sure.
The greatest gift I can hope my child receives is to be who that child is meant to be.
Yeah, the greatest form of parenting is where you don't actually set any sort of social standards for your kids or help raise them in consonance with societal standards. The greatest form is where you ditch all the societal standards and champion.
Wait. It depends on the societal standards. If your societal standards are bad and create harm and lead to people not being full members of your society, then yeah. Like Ben, would you like to know what the percentage of population is of Jewish people in the US? It ain't a majority, my friend. And your Jewish upbringing, by this logic, by this logic, you should be rejecting your Jewish upbringing because this is a Christian majority country, because you were raised with societal standards that are different than from the majority, or at this point probably more like plurality of beliefs. Like we can do this game of like what is and what isn't what is and what isn't in line with certain standards. But the argument and the main critique that most leftists, and I'll just say myself, the critique that I would lay at the feet of this is that our societal standards are outdated for the society that we have. The societal standards are actively harmful to people in our society, to certain people in our society. So if you ask me like, oh yeah, it's better if you let your kids, well, if your child is more comfortable, would feel more actualized if they were identified and transitioned socially into the opposite gender, then you do that so that they feel comfortable coexistence with the rest of their society. Like that, it would be like this for anything. Anything. When you're every day, your children leave the house trying to fit into society. For some kids, it's a haircut. For some kids, it's light up shoes. For some kids, it's clothes. And for some kids, it's their gender identity. We do this every day for kids to allow them, as long as they're not committing harm to themselves, to feel as comfortable as they can in their society, in the society that they're going to grow up into. So this isn't really like all that. I don't, you know, it's not all like standards change. I know Ben doesn't like that, but standards, like everything else in the world, change. You either accept those changes or you reject them. It's fine if you want, you know, if you're going to say like, oh, I disagree, I'm like, that's fine, but you can disagree for you. You know, you can disagree for your household, but there are millions of people who disagree with you.
The interior sense of authenticity that leads them to believe that they are a member of the opposite sex.
Okay, action shot.
You've got a lot of women who know how to work their ovaries.
This is family. We are a family.
Dad's not. What? How much pain must I endure?
All the trans pain. All of it, man.
Twinkle, nice
Good to meet you, Twinkle.
When Dorcas called me and said, my professor is Chelsea, I said, we...
Did they edit this? Those can't be your actual...
Doing something right. I consider being a mom a powerful thing.
You're not a mom. You're a man.
Well, that would depend on your definition of mother, correct? Is mother a matriarchal figure in your home? Somebody who offers you like, you know, guidance from a female-centric view? Or is mother somebody who birthed you? To which I would ask Ben, what about all the mothers? What about adopted mothers? What about mothers who have surrogates? Again, this is one of those things where, like, Ben wants to pretend like there's a hard definition of mother when there just isn't. We have a lot of different forms of mothers out there, of matriarchs out there.
I just wanted to say it.
I am a mother.
And then I like the singing lady at the top. Gutsy women have no uteruses. Huh? Oh,
funny. Aren't there women who don't have uteruses because, like, medical reasons? Like, that's a thing that can happen.
It's over. Well, thank God for that. That was worse than Hillary Clinton's entire political career. That was just horrendous.
In that we might actually find some agreement, Ben. In that we might find some agreement. But okay, well that was, you know, that was fun. That was fun. That was quite a bit of fun. Like, fucking Ben, man. Fucking cracks me up. I don't know what it is. I'm telling you, it's just because he's my cousin that I just feel a kinship. I just feel a kinship to watching Ben Shapiro content. You know, it's like I'm transported back to my younger years, to my years as a young Josh, you know, at my grandparents' house. But yeah. But if you enjoyed any of that, I know, I'm trying to get better at that. But if you enjoyed any of that, and if you enjoy my cat over there, the other one's here, but I don't think you can really see her. Well, now you can. Yep, she doesn't really do much. But if you enjoyed any of that, if you had any bit of fun, I certainly would appreciate you hitting that follow button down below. Also, there's a YouTube channel that you can go and subscribe to if you want to see some more shorter form segments that have been clipped out of the show, along with any of the VODs if you want to go back and watch full shows back. Either way, I thank you for any support you throw my way, and let's just move on to the next video, shall we? So, I work in a kitchen. We use, actually, you know, now that I think about it, we don't really use too much gas in our kitchen. Not too much, but there is some. But it has come out that a study found that gas stoves correlate, it seems, to an increase in child asthma of about, I think it was like, you know, in like 12% or so. Let me see if I can find the article really quickly so I don't. So I have my what is it? Gas. Motherfucker. Stove. Here we go. Where is it? Figure out is the story we need right now. Yes. Where is it? I'll never. No. Here it is. Contrary to recent media, I am not looking. Oh, here we go. Over the past, no, give me the stupid ass thing. I want to see. Okay, give me the numbers. I just want to hear the numbers. According to recent research, okay, about 40% of homes in the U.S. have gas stove, according to Bloomberg. Gas stove use, according to recent research, can be associated with childhood asthma among other health conditions. Cool. Let's see. Gas stove. No, stop it. Okay. Yeah. So gas stoves, kind of, you know, there's some. Actually, here we go. Give me the recent study. I just want the numbers, dude. Okay. A more recent study by the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health concluded that as much as 12.7% of childhood asthma can be attributed to gas stove use. Okay, so, you know, a little under 13% of kids with asthma, they found can be linked to, right? Yeah, concluded asthma can be attributed. Okay, there you go. That seems pretty, you know, it's not the, you know, it's a pretty big number. That's over 10%. That's a pretty big number. But yeah. So when the study came out, there were people obviously apparently really upset by this. Let's get the what am I looking for? Let's get Homeboys, which apparently there was talk of like a ban or something. So let's go straight to the source. Let's see. Contrary to recent media reports, I am not looking to ban gas stoves, and the USCPSC has no proceeding to do so. Over the past several days, there has been I'll put it up here. Over the past several days, there have been a lot of attention paid to the gas stove emissions and to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Research indicates that emissions from gas stoves can be hazardous, and that CPSC is looking for ways to reduce related indoor air quality hazards. But to be clear, I am not looking to ban gas stoves, and they have no proceeding to do so. CPSC is researching gas emissions in stoves and exploring new ways to address health risks. Okay, so to put it plainly, if you don't know how a gas stove works, let's see if we can get a picture. Show me a picture. All right, so if you're not aware of how a gas stove works, it's not really super difficult. We'll do this one. Open, new, looks good. All right, a gas stove. Essentially, what is happening here is, you see down here, there's like pipes that go into these, right? You turn on, basically, you open up the gas line, it pumps air up to here, and then you increase, there's a little dial, you turn it, and as you turn that, it'll spark until the heating element, which is around this, lights, and then you adjust your fire level from there. Not, you know, Now, if you've ever seen a movie, you know that if you left your gas stove on, you just left it on, you opened the gas line, you just left it there, and it was in an enclosed space for a long enough period, the gas will then travel throughout the room. You see, when you do it and it's very close, like, you do it, it's close to the, you're standing right there, you're doing it, you're hitting the thing, the gas is concentrated in that one little area. And then the element lights, the fire goes around the element, and then you're good, right? So, like, mildly unsafe, but mostly the way we've designed them are mostly safe. What we're finding out is that while the actual mechanics and function of these stoves are, for the most part, safe, obviously, again, don't leave the gas line open and then light a match across the room. You might blow up the entire room. But while the function might be working properly and might be mostly safe, an outcome, what's the word? A side effect of owning one of these leads to the air in your home to be a little bit more hazardous, meaning the air quality. Like, instead of having, perfectly clean air going through, you might have some gas, leaking into your air. It's why you also have a carbon monoxide, the thingamajig, what is it? Alarm, a carbon monoxide alarm, because that's gonna also tip you off to when the air quality is in danger. Now, it might not be going off, but the air quality might be less than perfect, which, depending on your child, it could lead to asthma down the road. Not really all that shocking. I don't think I've actually, when I think about it, I'm pretty sure neither of my mom nor my dad, we had gas ranges in our in either our houses. Although I did have a friend who had asthma, and I'm pretty sure they had a gas range. So I don't know, maybe there's a connection there. But either way, it seems like, they did a study, and about 13% of these kids, of kids who had asthma, they could attribute that to that. So, this is just information. It's not nobody, just information that's gone out to the public. So let's watch somebody completely freak the fuck out.
It often comes as a surprise to people when I tell them that I do the majority of the cooking in my house. Now, do I cook because I want to challenge gender stereotypes? Or do I cook because I'm a sexist and I believe that men make better chefs? Or do I cook simply because I enjoy it and I'm good at it? Theories abound, but nobody can say for sure.
I feel like, do I think Matt is a good cook? So this is, if you ask me, do I think Matt is a good cook? I would say, from one cook to another, I'd say he's probably just fine. I also feel like Matt, like, if you did anything but I feel like Matt is the type of guy who, when he says cook, he means like, oh, I went out, bought a steak, I turned the heat up to like, I like turned the dial to like 7 or 8, put some oil down and maybe some butter, and just that's kind of and that was kind of it. Like, maybe he mashed some potatoes, maybe. I can imagine that. But if you're asking me, like, does Matt know how to like do I think Matt knows how to like do like a good like pasta dish, like a good like a pasta allo olio or something like that? Or like even like, if you ask like Matt to do fish tacos or so anything that's not like just throw meat on hot object, I don't know if I have too much confidence. He might have me on grilling, because I don't grill very often, because apartments, there's not really an opportunity to grill very often. But I don't know. I'd pay to watch a Matt Walsh try to cook video. I'd pay to watch that.
Whatever the reason for my cooking, it is partly because I cook so much that I reacted with special horror and took it personally when I read the news this week that the Biden administration wants to confiscate my gas stove and yours, everyone's. The New York Post reports, quote, the Biden administration is considering a nationwide ban on gas stoves, citing the harmful pollutants released by the appliances, according to a report.
Oh, so it's the New York Post. Only a dishonest, irreparable news source would give you that impression.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission is mulling the action after recent studies showed emissions from the devices can cause health and respiratory problems.
Well, yeah,
this is a hidden hazard.
It is an option.
CPSC Commissioner Richard Trumka Jr. told the outlet.
Yep.
Any option is on the table. Products that can't be made safe can be banned. Reports by the groups, including the American Chemical Society and New York University Law School's Institute for Policy Integrity, found that gas stoves, which are used in 40% of U.S. homes, while the remainder use various forms of electric cookers, emit pollutants like nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, and fine matter at levels deemed unsafe by the Environmental Protection Agency and the World Health Organization.
Yep.
The studies also link gas stoves to respiratory illness, cardiovascular problems, cancer, and other health conditions.
That would make sense.
12% of childhood asthma cases can be attributed to gas stoves, according to a report published last month by the International
It's like between 12 and 13.
Research and Public Health. Not only that, by the way.
So, yeah, I mean, is a ban on the table? Sure. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't it be? You know, at the end of the day, you kind of have to assess, like, is this dangerous? Yeah, then we might have to ban it. Not saying we will, but certainly a possibility that it might happen.
The way, but AOC, who predictably jumped on the anti-gas stove bandwagon, tweeted that gas stoves, along with giving you cancer and asthma and destroying the planet, can also cause brain damage.
Yep.
And gas stoves aren't the only appliances on the chopping block. States like California and New York have all.
Well, yeah. If it can affect all of those things, inhaling gas is not good for your brain either.
Already moved to ban gas heaters. Like anything run on gas must be prohibited, apparently starting with the stoves, is what we're being told.
Right.
Yes, people have been cooking with gas since the 1820s. You may have grown up in houses that only ever had gas stoves. Millions and millions of people have been using gas stoves for decade upon decade without any issue, but now suddenly it's a crisis.
Wait, no. Wait, no. All of those things have always been happening. We just perform the studies to reveal that these are causes to things happening. Matt, you're a dumb fuck.
And people who never mentioned the crisis before, people who never said anything about the fact that gas stoves are giving us tumors and destroying our brains, are all quite certain now that it is happening. And they insist that drastic action be taken in response. Now, none of us from gas stove households ever noticed.
We already read the thing. They're not looking for a ban. They like obviously if it's like if obviously if it's like a case where they're like actually that's the only thing we really can do, then it will. But it doesn't, like the person who represents that already said that that's not what they're doing.
People being struck down with cancer or losing their minds because of the stove.
Right.
Everything seemed to be working just fine.
Uh-huh.
There didn't appear to be any issue at all.
You mean people never had asthma and people never had mental...
People are dying. They are dying. And so we must consent to whatever exorbitant measures the powers that be prescribe.
I wouldn't say people are dying of gas stoves, but if they're... Well, I mean, if they're getting cancer from their gas ranges, then yes, then yeah, gas ranges are killing people. But overall, I'd be like, well, it's negatively impacting health. Don't you care? Matt, wait a minute. Don't you care about the health of children? Like, you haven't been able to show me one statistic this entire time that I've done videos about you that shows that there is tangible material harm being done to children at drag shows. Yet, when there is a study that comes out that tells you that 13% of children are affected and stricken with asthma for the rest of their lives due to gas stoves, and you suddenly have no interest. This is how you should know that Matt Walsh does not give a shit about children. This is how you should know.
Or not. Here's why, just to summarize, here's why I will not consent to this war on gas stoves. And they
Luckily, you won't have to.
Stove from my cold, dead hands, or warm hands, as the case may be. First, there is no compelling evidence.
Matt, I think the only thing you can really do, this is what you need to do. You need to lock all the doors in your house. You need to close all the windows. You need to barricade yourself. Maybe get your family into a safe area. This is what you need to do. This is what Matt needs to do. This is a I'm not a professional in civil self-defense or anything here. This is what I think. You know, you gotta move the family to a secure location. You know the government is coming for you. We know this already. You need to go out, buy some some plating, like those like the the metal, like they're kind of like the pull down doors, those things. You need to get those, install those on the windows. That's what we need to do. Next, planks of wood, doors, lock those bad boys up. Also, you need to make sure that they don't, do you have a chimney? Fucking knock the chimney down. Take a sledgehammer to that thing, close it up. Do you have air vents or anything like that? Maybe close those up, or like do them really thin. Got to be sure about this one, all right? We got to make sure that, the government doesn't, you got to make sure they don't try to throw the old smoke grenade down the vent type of deal. We got to take care of that. Got to do that. This is what you need to do. You need to go, turn the gas on, get ready for defense. Grab the whatever, grab whatever shotgun I'm sure you have in your home. Sit and wait. They're coming for you, man. Grab a corner, turn your gas stove on, be ready. Stay warm. Be ready.
For any of the claims they are now making. What they have are a handful of studies funded, usually by activist groups, speculating that gas stoves may have some link, maybe, to some health problems, possibly, perhaps, in theory.
Wait, no, this isn't possibly, perhaps. There was a study. There is factual information. Like, for fuck's sake, this isn't, hey, I think gas stoves caused this. This is, we found that gas stoves found this. You dumb fuck.
Of course, you could conduct a study finding a theoretical link between literally any
This isn't theoretical.
Or activity.
Theoretical comes before the study. Then you do the study, and it either verifies your theory or it doesn't. Does he have any idea how the scientific method works?
Environmental danger. CBS News reported recently, gas stoves are contributing more to global warming than previously thought because they constantly leak small amounts of methane even while they're off, a new study has found.
Makes sense.
The same study also found that home stoves can emit high levels of nitrogen oxides, raising concerns about health and indoor air quality. Even when they're not running, U.S. gas stoves are putting 2.6 million tons of methane in carbon dioxide equivalent units into the air each year. A team of California researchers found in a study published Thursday in the journal Environmental Science and Technology. That's equivalent to the annual amount of greenhouse gases from 500,000 cars, or what the U.S. puts into the air every 3.5 hours.
That's a lot. Also, let's when it comes down to it, the climate change angle to this. I mean, yes, I tend to be kind of, when it comes to the climate change stuff, I tend to be really oppositional to consumer bans, and the reason for that is mainly because banning consumers from having things like gas stoves, or if you've ever had to drink out of those like fucking awful paper straws, or any of this sort of stuff, all of it is miserable, and all of it is like fine from a moral standpoint, but it's the most inefficient way to actually address climate change. If you want to address climate change, you go after oil companies and you go after manufacturers of cars. Like, those are the ways you are going to cut this problem down by like tenfold. I would if we were taking those actions, I would be more comfortable with consumer bans and consumer reprogramming to a degree. I can live with that. But unfortunately, we only have solutions for normal people and no solutions for large carbon emitters. And it's very fucking annoying. It shows a real lack of seriousness when you're willing to solve the 30% of the problem, but you're not willing to solve 70% of the problem.
Yes, you're not only killing your children with the gas stove, you're also killing the polar bears and the entire planet with it.
Yeah, you might be.
But what is the plan here?
You might be contributing to it.
If we're supposed to believe that fossil fuels are destroying the planet,
yes, because
what
they
happens
are.
when we get rid of the gas stoves and we convert 40 million households over to electric all at once and have increased our electricity usage by that much?
Well, electricity doesn't have, what's the word? Distribute methane. Like, electricity is not the same kind of energy that gas is. Like these are two very different forms of energy. Electricity, the place where you will see electrical byproduct is in batteries. you'll battery what's the word, recycling is like the answer to that. But yeah, there are elements to electric, to like having like electricity overall is more renewable in the sense that like there's nowhere for the energy to go. Like I'm not a scientist, I don't know the deep science of this, but like gas at the end of the day is a like it's a noxious form of chemicals that you're then pumping out into the world. Electricity is not really the same thing. It's not the same energy like vehicle essentially. Like you don't like there are concerns with that, but they're very different concerns.
Electricity is largely generated by fossil fuels also. So even by the environmentalists' own logic, aren't you simply shifting the problem, not solving it?
Yeah, through batteries.
Third point,
not
gas stoves
through
they just
burning.
They work far better than electric stuff. They cook more evenly and efficiently. They can be controlled more precisely. An electric stove.
He's not wrong. Stop it. He's not wrong.
Fine for like heating up a can of soup or maybe even frying an egg. I wouldn't try to scramble an egg on an electric stove, but you can at least fry one maybe.
You can do all the same
but
stuff.
That's the extent of its abilities. Most
you can
real cooking
okay. I cook for a living. You will do fine with electric. This is the part that's just people being elitist about and being really weird about gas stoves. Like gas stoves are better because you're cooking with fire, but like you'll be fine. The normal person does not need to be cooking with fire. Honestly, if we went down to a world where only professional kitchens were cooking with gas, I don't see a problem with that. Now granted, I don't think we should be like the government's not going. First of all, they're not interested, and I wouldn't support the government, rolling around in enormous tanks and giant trucks and rounding up people's, gas ranges. That's not the solution here. You would just kind of require that new buildings be built without, without gas stoves. That's really it.
Requires careful temperature control, something that isn't possible on electric
Not
Not only that, but electric stoves are harder to clean. They're more expensive to operate.
Yeah, fucking gas stoves are awful. Not the gas. Fucking paper straws are awful.
Something away that is more affordable and more functional.
I'm not sure if that's true. More affordable. You have to get a whole gas line put in. Like if you want to talk about the affordability, I'm fairly certain having a all-electric home is going to be a lot more energy and cost efficient than having a gas line put in along with the rest of your electrical appliances. You're having two forms of the energy, basically. Like
working fine for millions
you can't
of people.
Scramble it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
and they want to do that in favor of something crappier and more expensive. And they do all of this based
as
on
someone who lives with electric and works with
almost always
gas, you'll be fine.
This is what left-wing bureaucrats do. They themselves are inefficient and useless, and so they instinctively hate anything that is efficient and useful.
Oh my God, this is like...
They basically want every aspect of our lives to be as haphazard and dysfunctional as the agencies they run. That's essentially
Are electric stoves that bad? No, finally, I will say, this is what I will give him. Okay, if you're ever in the market or electric, I will say, do not, I'm not a fan of these. I'm not. And here's why. The material, so the element is under here, right? So you're not getting direct contact with your pans onto the element, which means you aren't getting you're just not getting as good of a energy transfer from element to pan, right? So that's not good. Then you've got like this like glass. I don't know what this is made of. It might be, I'm not 100% sure what this is made of. But you have like the we'll just say glass for now, but like this glass overlay, right? If this fucking shatters, like if this cracks because something falls, because whatever ends up happening, like you have to get this fucking replaced along with dealing with a lot more of like a headache. So don't even bother. If you're gonna like, if you're honestly doing electric, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get an electric range, do like honest to God, the like I would actually recommend, even though they have their downfalls as well, go for the coils. You're getting direct contact Like the drip trays, pain in the ass. That's the only thing with the other one. That's the only thing you are gonna gain is you don't have to fucking clean the drip trays. But the problem is also if like food spills onto the glass thing, it's a bitch to fucking get off sometimes. And also it can ruin the actual material. So like there are pros and cons. I would personally recommend hit up the coils. The coils, you're never really gonna have to clean the coils. You can always just turn them up to the highest possible setting and let them burn off whatever might get on them. And with the if you really want to be a lazy fuck, you can just go buy new drip trays. Just like write down the type you have and just go buy new ones. Like if they're that bad, just go buy new ones if you don't feel like cleaning them. They're not that hard to clean either. They're just kind of a pain in the ass. But there's no reason why, you know, gas is cool and all, but there's no reason to possibly give your kid asthma. To have like a 13 basically in 100 chance that your kid gets asthma from it.
There is the hypocrisy factor. AOC has she's saying now that gas stoves cause brain damage, and yet she has taken Instagram
definitely
videos in her kitchen where you can clearly see the gas stove in the background.
Wait, does she own her house? She lives in an apartment, you dipshit. You don't. I don't get to pick my appliances, especially those big ass ones. I don't get to pick my fridge. I get to have a stand mixer and a toaster and a fucking toaster, but like I don't get to pick those big ones. Those big ones are determined by whoever owns your building.
Anyway, Jill Biden was also photographed.
So
in her own kitchen
like
in 2020
that's
with a gas
okay.
stove.
No hypocrisy.
And of course, these people all have.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And
wait a minute. This study only came out like yesterday or today. Might have even just been today. So like what? It's like, oh, AOC, you moved into your apartment where you have a gas stove that you've had for the last like 4 years. Don't you know that causes brain damage? It's like, yeah, I just learned that like you did. What? Also, she must be in a nice building. If she's in a building that has a gas range.
They just don't want you to have it. You can make do with your electric stove, you peon. Besides, you're supposed to be eating bugs anyway. You don't need a stove for that. That's the attitude.
I don't know the logistics of
Which
White
is why
House,
we must
but
respond.
didn't anyone use that?
No, I will not eat the bugs.
I
will not live in
I mean, basically, the White House is just gonna have whatever. Like, nobody comes in when you become president. You're not gonna like walk in and like, when you're moving into the White House, they don't ask you what kind of oh, Mr. President, which kind of a stove range would you like? Also, is there a model of refrigerator that you would like? Would you like the one that's a touchscreen, or would you like one that isn't a touchscreen? Do you want one that opens up like this and your freezer's below, or do you want freezer on one side? Like, they don't ask these questions. They just put in whatever is quite honestly probably the most expensive that they can get and call it a day. Also, do we think Joe Biden's using the fucking White House the fucking stove? No, those are cooks that are probably using that shit.
I will not overcook my chicken stir fry on an incompetent electric stove. I won't do it.
Wait, are you arguing?
Instead,
Wait. Are you arguing?
On a gas stove.
Of course he makes stir fry. How bad do you think Matt Walsh's stir fry is? Matt Walsh's stir fry has to be fucking trash, right? Like, he's definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I would fucking pay money. I would fucking pay money to watch like to get a Matt Walsh like cooking video so that I can fucking make fun of his cooking. Because again, as somebody who works in kitchens, as a normal real life job, a lot of people think that they need gas ranges and think that like to cook properly, you'll be fine. You don't need any of that stuff. That's just you don't like, you can cook with basic, as long as you've got heat and you're like not some fucking trash, you can cook. You'll be fine. It's fucking sad, quite frankly. But okay. Let's see. Is that it for the day? Oh my god, we made it through everything. Made it through everything like right on time. Let's see. Oh, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, that almost never happens. Usually there's like, oh shit. Oh damn.
We have breaking news. It is sad news to report. Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter and only child of Elvis and Priscilla
Oh damn.
Presley, once married to Michael Jackson, then Nicolas Cage, has died. She was
Wow, what a fucking body count. Fucking Michael Jackson, then Nicolas Cage.
Just 54 years old. She'd been hospitalized for cardiac arrest.
Oh damn.
An entertainment reporter, Chloe Melas, joins us now with what we are learning.
How old was?
What do we know?
Damn. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, that's unfortunate. That's rather unfortunate. Wow, I did not want to end the show with bad news. I just saw that. I was like, oh man, I mean, wow, that sucks. Okay, well, with that fun news, okay, well, oh well. Anyway, I should do the thing and sign off. So, yeah. If you've enjoyed any of what you've seen here, I certainly encourage you to go down and hit that little follow button there on this channel. It really helps out. You know, still kind of working on building a little bit of momentum here when it comes to the channel. Also, there's a YouTube link down there if you want to check out some of my previous content. There's like shorter videos that you could probably digest in not 3-hour formats. Yeah, and then other VODs if you want to watch the full shows. But yeah, any kind of support, really appreciate it. You know, I mentioned earlier I have a normal job, and as much as I like that, it's, I don't know, I don't quite get as much out of it as I do this. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that is the show for the week. Next week, let's see. Well, I can't really tell the future, so I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I'm sure next week we'll probably address the Andrew Callahan stuff. Hopefully he has a statement by next Monday. I mean, hopefully. But I don't know. We'll kind of see. Either way, yeah. Either way, yeah. There's also that part that I forgot to mention. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 o'clock Mountain Time is also when you can also catch the show. But with that last little part that I forgot, yeah, that's actually it. So yeah, you guys have yourselves a lovely night. You've been a great audience. I've been on time for once. Like, I almost never like get off immediately right at 10 o'clock like I'm supposed to. But yeah, you all have yourselves a nice night, and I will see you on Monday. Goodbye. you